Oh, my hair light. Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for joining me for this special AMA with the ShibToro devs. We have Chad and Brandon in the house. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the Crypto Queen channel.
Thanks for having us, Tammy.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Tammy.
My pleasure. Now, normally, the formula that I follow with an AMA is I bring on the devs and I talk a little bit about the token, but right off the bat, I would like everyone to be aware of the fact that you guys actually made a decision to donate $25,000 to the people of Ukraine, which I think is absolutely amazing. It shows the humanity of where the token is going, the trajectory of the token, what you're looking to do. And you really stepped up because I didn't see any other token doing that. You want to talk a little bit about that, please?
Well, once we've seen what was going on and they gave the option to donate in crypto, uh, we just felt the need to step up, considering this is based what we're all about. While we're building a community and our reputation, we're based around charity. We just thought there was no better way or better time or better cause for that matter. There just wasn't no time to waste, and we thought it was a great first option to donate to them, and it's definitely going to good use. So we just kind of made the split second decision to go ahead and donate to the cause.
Yeah, I think it showed leadership on your behalf, and it feels good to be a Shiptorian when you see something like that happen. So bravo to you gents for making that decision and putting it out there. Because to be honest with you, I didn't even know that that was going on, that that was even available. So because you made the donation, I ponied up and I made a personal donation as well. And I hope that carries on with the rest of the Shiptorians and other people that are on Twitter. Maybe they'll realize, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Didn't even know you could send some Ethereum. So hopefully it gets to the people that need it the most, the boots on the ground. And as always, God bless the people of the Ukraine. God bless the men that are standing there fighting for their home country. God be with them. And like I say, too, God bless the Russian people as well, because I don't think they want to be there either. I don't want anyone to die. I want everyone to go home and mind their own business. So all we can do is pray for everyone in that instance. But so now that we've gotten all that aside, so let me tell the little story about how I was introduced to ShibToro. So I have a lot of community. They always send me requests about different tokens they'd like me to check out and investigate. And one of the Shibtorians sent me an email and said, "Hey, would you please take a look at ShibToro?" And I said, "Sure, let me check it out." And I went to your website, and I don't know if I just quickly glazed over it, but I didn't see the audit. I didn't see the white papers. It didn't look like you guys were doxxed. So I sent an email back to him and I said, "Listen, if you've made any profits, grab them and run because I don't like it." So meanwhile, on Twitter, the Shibtorians are just bomb raiding Twitter about ShibToro. And another person DM'd me and said, "Hey, will you please take a look at ShibToro?" And I said, "I had a look at ShibToro. And to be honest with you, I'm not a fan." And he said to me, "Please look again." And I said, "Okay, well, I don't understand what could possibly change in a day or two, but I'll look again." I went there to shibtoro.io. I saw the white papers. I saw the audit. And indeed, you guys are doxxed. So that was a game changer for me. Then I looked in deeper into the roadmap, what it is that you're looking to do. And I thought to myself, you know what? This does seem like a legit project. So I bought in. And of course, I made a review video because I felt like I owed it to the person that sent me the original email, being that I'm like, "Listen, I sent him an email back. I hope you didn't pull out because mama's going to make a video. I've changed my mind." And he's like, "I'm so glad that you looked further into it." So why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory about ShibToro, how you came to develop it and what are your aims and goals with this token?
Chad, do you want
Well,
to take
I'll
off
go
on that?
ahead and speak on that first, and then I'll let Brandon give his point on it. Me and Brandon, we're not just internet friends. We've known each other for quite some time. He only lives about 15 minutes from me. I've been in crypto for quite a while. He's been getting his feet wet and wanting to learn more. And we just really wanted to build a trusted project with all the rugs that's going on out there and just all the promises. You get so many projects saying, yeah, we're going to do this or that, and it pumps, and then there you are at a loss because they don't deliver on what they said they were going to deliver on. So therefore, we just came together like, hey, between me and you, I think we have the knowledge, and I think that we could build a successful token without promising false dreams, without building it on hype. And that's the exact reason that we said we're charity based. And we will develop any NFTs, and anything other than that is just a plus. It's just a bonus. But that was our main thing. We didn't want to build this off of hype for a quick pump and dump. We would rather trend sideways for 2 months while we're building our community and building our reputation. So that way, when we're ready to announce, what the utilities will be, we don't have community members that's been waiting months that lost money or just waiting around on hype. We're going to have community members that's there and they're a part of our community for a reason, not just for what we're bringing. And I'm sure most of the people that's in our community would tell you that they just they like it there. It's a good environment. It's good chats. Our voice chat's open 24/7, and people just have a good time there. So we just really wanted to come out and build a stand-up project that's trustworthy and that's safe. And Brandon, if you have anything else to add to that, please do.
Yeah, Chad said it pretty well. There's not a whole lot that I could add. He kind of hit on all the points. I've been bugging him to death. Is one thing that he didn't mention. I've bugged him relentlessly for months on end. I knew that he had enough knowledge to make something like this get off the ground. I've got some business knowledge myself. I run and operate a few different businesses in a few different fields, and I think that's why he let me join in and is letting me be a part of this thing and letting me become more and more active. I've got a strong work ethic, and I've been really intrigued with crypto for the last couple of years. Haven't had as much luck, like he said. I haven't had any experience with any rugs. He has kind of shined the light on how bad that stuff can be. I've lost a little bit of money just playing around in the market. So creating a token was something that I was really interested in. I couldn't even understand how some people did it. And as much experience as he had, I just bugged him until he finally started to cave. So I think it was a good thing that I did, because I think if you ask anybody in the community that's been there for several days, he works nonstop and he has done an incredible job of getting this thing off the ground. But so
One
I
of your
could
Oh, I'm
go,
sorry to cut you
no
off. Go on.
go ahead. I'm just kind of adding on to what he said. Go ahead, Tammy.
I was going to say that you guys have really huge cheerleaders. I had Sade on last night, and she just absolutely raved about your work ethic and how you're always there in Telegram. There's someone always there to answer questions. If an investor is interested, they need only go to Twitter or Telegram, and there's always someone there to either answer their questions, or even I've heard you've done tutorials on how to purchase through a wallet in case someone's new and didn't know how to do that. So the fact that developers take their time to do that, because honestly, I've not heard of a development team doing that, to take the time to walk somebody through the process of a tutorial step by step, how to purchase through a wallet. So bravo to you guys. I know it's hard work. You said you're working like 20 hours a day. That's a lot of hours to be working. But the reason that I really liked ShibToro was because of the roadmap, where you're just saying, listen, what we're doing right now is community building, and it's all about the community. And at first, the only thing that we're really going to be doing is giving to charity. And the fact that you're putting 5% towards charity, I think is huge, because there's other tokens that say, hey, we're going to be a charity based token, and they're giving like 1%, which I guess is okay depending on volume, how much is actually going to go to the different charity, who knows. But to say that you're 5%, that's a lot. So could you tell me when it came to the taxes, how you decided to do the 5% to charity?
Chad, do you want to answer that?
Well, with us being based around charity, I know a lot of people think that our tax is high. When we first organized this, we've put out 2 polls so far. Would you like us to lower taxes, which is going to take away from the dev wallet, the marketing, and the reflections, and we could lower taxes, or we can keep the taxes to where we are now, and everything will remain the same. And so far on 2 polls, the community has voted they like the higher taxes. And what that tells me is that our community is here to support us. They're not day traders. They're okay with the higher taxes because they're holding for long term. And with us being the based off the charity, we just felt 5% is necessary. We're not looking to get rich overnight just because we're building a project. We're looking to give back to the community as well. And we're not just donating to charities alone. We're giving daily giveaways through Telegram. A shout out to Dez. He's done an amazing job in Telegram, and he picked 5 winners yesterday. The most active winner, or the most active people in Telegram, they all won $100 a piece. We also
Awesome.
did 5 winners of $500 a piece. So it's not that we're just giving back to charity. We're also giving back to the people that believe in us. So it's the 5% kind of just fit, where we were going with it and what we stand for. And we're going to stand with our charities, even if when we release our NFTs or whatever we have coming. We're not going to budge from what we're here for, and that's definitely we're charity and community driven project, and that's always going to be that way.
That's really great. Another thing that I've noticed, now your project is like a week old. I've known other projects that are significantly older than that, and they have a couple hundred holders. I mean, you guys are rocking it. As of right now, the last time I looked, you have over 2,100 holders. And that doesn't reflect the holders you've recently launched on 2 exchanges, Hotbit and BKEX. That holder count is not included in that. How did you amass this huge holder count for a token that's so new? How did you get the word out?
Well, that's going to the community. They get that award there. Me and Brandon, we did our part when we were launching the project. We got KYC'd prior just to build transparency and trust right away. And we tried to do everything the correct way prior to launch. Once we launched, the community seen what we had done prior to launch, and then they took initiative and they ran with it. And just like they found you, they're strong. And without them, we probably wouldn't be where we are right now. But when you have as many people that we have raiding Twitter and raiding these live AMAs, I mean, it's kind of hard not to see ShibToro right now wherever you go. So that I give kudos to our community. They're doing a fantastic job.
There's something to be said for that because I know other projects that they've done similar things. They've done Twitter raids. They've done so much to try to raise awareness, but they don't have the holder count that you have, and they've been going for quite a long time. So there's got to be something really special about it's either the Telegram room or what you're doing on Twitter. I don't know if your community, like I said, I was personally DM'd by one of your investors. I wonder if it's them just going through and DMing people personally and saying, "Hey, check us out." Because like I said, I've never seen anything like it. And I think I even said that in the video that I made for you guys that I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. And just for transparency, you guys did not pay me to make that video. And you're not paying me for this AMA. This is all just organic support because I'm part of the ShibTorians as well. One thing that I did want to bring up too, because initially when I was checking you out on your website and everything, I did bring your contract over to Token Sniffer. Now we all know that Token Sniffer, their algorithm is very flawed, but there still is some useful information that can be gleaned from Token Sniffer, like whether that project is a honeypot or not. It said you were not a honeypot, but originally you scored a 0 on Token Sniffer. I'm like, oh, 0, that's not good. Your score has since changed. It went from 0 to 40. And you were saying that there was, of course, one of the big things for a token sniffer is if the contract is renounced. You're not a renounced contract, but you also mentioned something about another thing that was happening, why you scored that low. But keep in mind, I know and everybody knows token sniffer not perfect.
Yeah, so the thing with Token Sniffer is at launch we had different bots in place to prevent bots. We had like a GWI, a sniper protection. So we just had basically different protections in place to where if you set gas to a certain limit and you were trying to snipe, you would be blacklisted. So that was one of the reasons that it flagged us as a honeypot for that reason. Uh, and we've taken care of that. I put a tweet out and I let the community know, hey, let's get this fixed. And boy, they took action. They raided Token Sniffer site. They fixed that instantly. And as far as the score now, we're still lower for the tax. Anything over 10%, they lower your score for. And then we are lower for the one wallet that we're using for CEX and burns. Anything over 5% lowers your score. And then we're lower for not renouncing. And we just don't plan on doing that as of now.
Right. And there's plenty of tokens that haven't renounced their contract. It should be noted because it's not something that's uncommon, just to let people know, just in case people are watching and there's the potential that they might be interested in investing in ShibToro. It's a common thing, very common thing. One of the things that I really liked about what you were saying is it's all about community building, how you want to build that good, solid base. You want a huge community because let's say, and I'll just say this, whenever a new token is launched, no one ever has a product that they bring immediately to the table. They have a utility that they're saying they're going to release down the road. And pretty much everyone starts off with the same exact roadmap. Hey, we're going to do a wallet. Then we're going to start an exchange. Then we're going to have a play to earn game. And then we're going to have our own blockchain. And all of that is going to be done later this year, which we all know is BS. There's no way that anyone can create their own blockchain within a year unless you have a team of 100 coders going nonstop. It's just an impossible benchmark to meet, and they impose it on themselves. So I like the fact that you're being transparent and saying, we're not doing any of that right now. We're just building, we're amassing our numbers because when we finally do bring in the utility, it's going to be there. We're not imposing these deadlines upon ourselves that we have to get this and this done because then everyone's looking to say, why isn't it done? Why isn't the swap up and running? So whenever a token launches, it never has utility right off the bat. So I appreciate the fact that you guys were honest with talking about that and saying, everyone calm down. We're here and we want to build some numbers. That's what we want to do. And right now you're over 2,000 strong. Do you have a number as far as where you think you'd like the community to be before you start bringing in some of those utilities? I know you would mention NFTs.
Well, we don't really have a target number. We didn't set out with any target number or goals. We just set out to build a community, and so far we've done that, and we've listed on a couple exchanges. And now we are in the works with a development firm, a whole nother team, regarding our ShibToro swap and our NFTs. We'll probably put out the NFTs before the ShibToro swap, just because it's faster and it can get something out to the community that they can look forward to. But we'll have some announcements this week. I had a three-way voice call this morning with the development firm, and we'll have another voice call tomorrow with them. And then I should have some more news. So over the course of the next week, we'll be putting out some more updates. But I won't put out too much now until we have something set in stone that when I provide it to the community, I'm doing that with confidence.
And I think that's smart. I think it's always smart to hold everything close to the vest because you don't want to leak news that's untrue, gets everybody pumped, and then it artificially pumps the chart. And then if something doesn't happen, if there's no follow through, it's followed by a dump. And in the comment section, we have Glenn Field saying that renouncing is a mistake. And he also said that he's available in the Telegram chat as well, if people want to reach him there. And I know the Shiptorians are a big, huge fan of Glenn. Glenn is probably one of your biggest holders, correct?
Yeah, he's not only just the biggest holder. Glenn is very knowledgeable with helping people that are new to crypto or any questions that you have. He's just very knowledgeable. He's very kind, and he's just a good person altogether to have around. Not just because he's a whale, just because of the way he carries himself and provides information. He's in the voice chat nonstop, providing information, answering questions, and he's just amazing, and we're happy to have him.
Right. One of the things that I really liked was initially when we spoke before I made my review video, we did have a quick chat, and you were telling me that one of the things that Glenn would like to do is start a charity to help single moms that are financially struggling, to teach them about cryptocurrency so that they could become financially independent by means of cryptocurrency. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. Is there any plans as how you're going to institute that? Like, what does that look like? How would that happen? Is it a website that you would almost like a little institute that you would have people sign up for and give them educational courses and, like fake money where they could trade cryptocurrency? Do you have any idea what that's going to look like? Or that's another thing that's you're talking about, but nothing set in stone?
Well, that's one of them things that we probably will incorporate. Once again, that's going to probably be a couple months down the road. Me and Glenn need to get together again, and we really need to discuss how we're going to go about that. I do think it's amazing. I think the idea behind it is brilliant. Like I said, Glenn's brilliant. He comes from a strong background. He has a strong backing. So yeah, we're definitely going to talk with Glenn about that more. I just think, for the next couple of months, we'll probably continue just to put out polls with a few charities over the course of the next couple months while we're working on that particular project. But yeah, I think we would pretty much have to do something to advertise, and that we would also have to have a way to vet it to make sure these stories are true and accurate, and it's not just somebody who's coming from a happy household, happily married. So that we're going to have to do some detail work and figure out exactly how to go about it. But it's definitely something I would love to incorporate just because, for one, like everybody's saying right now, we need more women in crypto. But better than that, if it can potentially help them, if they're in a hard spot in their life and they're struggling to raise their children and can potentially take $1,000 and turn it into 100,000. I mean, that's the ultimate goal with that there. And we'll definitely be working on that in the near future.
That's really great. Another thing that was surprising is that, when you have whales in projects, they never say who they are. They're never like, "Oh, by the way, I'm the whale. It's me. You could check my wallet out." Glenn is doxxed. He's doxed himself to the community. And he said he's in this for the long run. So that's something that is completely unusual. You never really have that. You never have the person with the big wallet stepping up and saying, "It's me. I'm here. This is my wallet. It's me." Normally, it's just a ginormous wallet that's sitting there that someone you don't even know is invested in, and you're worried, you're chewing on your nails because if this person starts to dump, that could be huge price manipulation for that token. So the fact that the whale docs themselves, I think that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and Glenn had, when we first talked, he just said, he liked with, what we were doing with the project, similar to you, how we came about with starting the project up. And he's been here early and he's had our back since day one. And, like I said, we couldn't be more happy to have him.
We have a question in the chat from Mr. No Tango Dinero. Where did you get ShibToro from? So where'd you get the idea of the name and the wolf from?
Well, it was kind of just brainstorming, here lately, projects that's have Shib in their name have done fairly well. And I know some of the projects are doing like ShibTama or ShibNobi, going off, combining two projects into one. And it was just kind of a brainstorm, and I just said ShibToro, and I liked it. I thought it was catchy. And that's what we went with. And, it's really not so much about the name for me, but it's more about the product and what you produce with that name. So it wasn't like we spent days or weeks, thinking about the name. It's something we came up with fairly quick. It had a catchy ring to it. And then we just started building off of it.
Great. Now we do have someone in the chat because it is an AMA. People get to ask any sort of question that they want. We do have Jay-Z in the chat, and he's asking why your faces are not on the stream. So I know personally that you are KYC, being that you are doxed through KYC. You have the certification there. In case something goes afoul with the token, we know who you are, but there's a reason why you're not showing your face. I know the story, but I will let you tell the community why.
Yeah, so Brandon, he is video doxed in our Telegram. You can see his face. I'm also on the KYC. But crypto is a volatile space. Whether you're a developer or whether you're an influencer, if the price is going up, you're a hero. If something happens where the price crashes, there's just a lot of crazy threats that get made to people, and not just my position, but in Tammy's position or anybody else's position who's promoting a project. And with me having a family and a wife, me and my wife have talked, and it's not just a decision of mine. If I was a bachelor and single, yeah, I would throw my face out there. But since I do have a family, I had to take my family into consideration here. And I spoke with my wife, and she's seen projects through the years because I've been in it for the long haul. And she's seen some of the threats that's been made to people. And she just felt, it was the best for us as a family not to expose my face at this time. Not saying that it won't ever happen, but as of right now, that's just the way my family feels that it needs to be.
I agree. Brandon, do you want to add into that?
Yeah, I think I seen a comment going through, just like Chad said. I am fully video doxed. I am very new to being in front of any type of audience in general. So it's a new thing for me. I'm also very new to AMAs and Twitter Space and these such things. I was not I was not really aware that I would be able to be on video for this, so I didn't prep for it. Like I told
You
Chad,
didn't put your makeup on
I did
nice?
not put my makeup on, Tammy.
'Cause it
I
takes me a
had
long time to prep for it, believe you me. So, yeah.
it's a
I should have clarified that it was going to be a video thing as well, because I know you do video on Telegram. People
yes.
know you from Telegram because you are doxed with video on Telegram.
Yes, yes, and I'll be doing another video tomorrow. Yeah, I don't have much of a problem with it. I am pretty new, like I said, to being on video in front of people and doing AMAs of just being in front of any type of audience. So, like I was telling Chad earlier, I'm gonna set up my office space so that it's a little more friendly because I've got so many messages and emails and whatnot that comes through my phone. It makes it difficult. That's why generally I'll make a video and then post it so that it's not being interrupted. The few times that I have been on Telegram live, my phone just stays it stays pinging all the time. So until I master that or get another phone to make it more convenient for me, um, that's the way that I've been doing it. But it will come very shortly where I'll be more prepared for these type of AMAs, and you guys will be able to see my pretty face.
Great. We do have another question. Any new burns or buybacks coming up?
Yeah, so we do have another burn coming up. I think we set it at 15 million market cap. So that's our strategic plan right now. Is we're going to set these milestone burns up. Once we achieved 2,000 holders. We burnt 1 sextillion. To date, I think we're close to 20%. But we're going to keep burning. But we're going to set milestone goals. It's similar to, our L Bank listing. Once we hit $20 million market cap, we'll do another burn, and we'll list on L Bank. So we just need to give the community something to push for as well.
Excellent. And for a token that's so new, you've already launched on 2 exchanges, Hotbit and BKEX. What did you have to do to get onto those exchanges, being a token that is that new? Did you have to come out of pocket, or was there a certain amount of volume? Because I know on CoinMarketCap, they don't just post anybody there. Like, you've got to have a certain amount of volume over a certain amount of days to get on CoinMarketCap. Is it similar to these other exchanges?
Well, the first few days we had really good volume. And that's when I applied for CoinMarketCap, and they didn't list us right away. They said I left something out of the initial request page. So I had to go back and refile. And it just was me staying persistent. I stayed on their butt. I sent them emails. And I've been doing the same thing with CoinGecko. We've applied to CoinGecko 3 times. I've sent them 4 emails. And it's quite sad that we have been listed on CMC and 2 exchanges before a simple CoinGecko. I'm just not having much luck there. But as far as the exchanges, I've got some connections that I worked with, and they've got some connections. We did our due diligence. We paid the listing fee and supplied the liquidity, and we didn't have any issues.
Great. Another thing that I was curious about when I was initially checking you out, just in case somebody's here and they're watching and they want to understand, I did ask you about some of the big wallets. So we know that Glenn is the big whale, but there's another wallet that's not clearly marked as a deployer wallet. Do you want to talk about that wallet to let people know what's going on with that wallet?
Are you referring to the very top wallet with the 30% or 35, whatever it has?
Yes.
Yeah, so that wallet there is being used for CEX listing and burns. This goes back to our milestone burns. It's just something to give the community some hype, something to look forward to. And we also use it for liquidity. When we list on an exchange, if we provide $20,000 in USDT, we also have to provide $20,000 worth of our token. So far, that's what that's been used for, and that's what it's going to continue to be used for.
Great. Brandon, do you have all the names of all the different social media platforms that you guys are on right now?
Will you elaborate a little bit, Tammy? What do you mean?
Sure. I know you guys are on Telegram and on Twitter. Are there any other social spaces that people can reach you through?
We are working on that. I think within the next 2 weeks, we're probably going to at least be on Instagram. We've gotten a lot of requests for that. People have been mentioning Facebook as well. Although, aside from crypto, I have seen a decline in Facebook users. So that's why we opted with Telegram and Twitter off the bat for number of reasons. But we're not opposed to being on any social media that's going to gain attention. We just had priorities in the beginning. So that's how we started. But we have gotten requests, and as things kind of die down, we have a little bit more time to work on stuff that's what I would consider not as important. We will be getting profiles and accounts on those platforms.
And we're also on Reddit too. I haven't been able to be as active on Reddit as I would like to be. I know you get a lot of attention from Reddit. Like Brandon said, within the next week, we'll have an Instagram up, and we'll start getting more active on Reddit. But for the past, 11 days, we've been so busy within the community and exchanges and Twitter. We just really haven't had enough time. And we're also getting a lot of requests to make more telegrams than what we have. We have, I think, 6 to date. And I just keep telling people that we're not going to make any more telegrams until we can get, the proper mods and admins to monitor the ones that we currently have. Because if I go and make 15 more telegrams and we don't have the proper people in there day and night, all different hours of the day to monitor these, then that can potentially hurt our community by other members coming in there and spamming against our project. So this is something that's just going to come in time. We're just taking it one day at a time right now, and as we build and as we grow, we'll obtain more team members, and we'll be able to spread out and grow from that point of it.
Right. And we got a few more questions in the chat. I will say that these questions have already been addressed earlier about, why the name ShibToro. And also someone's asking about Token Sniffer. We did address that as well. They did get a low ranking in Token Sniffer, but that was because, Token Sniffer is not perfect. Their algorithm is not great. And one of the main reasons was that they had some bots running, and their contract is not renounced. And unfortunately, that's enough to kind of tip the scales for Token Sniffer. But Token Sniffer did say that you guys are not a honeypot, which is what I look for, because when it comes to what information can be gleaned from Token Sniffer, I don't believe anything else they say. I only look for if they recognize it as a honeypot or not, and they don't have you marked as a honeypot. So I think that that's good. And ABB Freedom says that yes, indeed, we are listed on CoinMarketCap, which is good because not everybody is. So I think it's really good. Uh, Going back to the website, I'm just going to pull it up really fast so everyone could just take a peek. And let me pull it this way. I'm a little new to StreamYard, so everyone, please bear with me here. Let me go down to see this glorious roadmap of this is what we're going to do. And as you can see, they're laying it right out there. The main goal right now for this dev team is to community build. They're looking to build a community because when they finally do bring in utility like NFTs, they want a base there that's going to make those NFTs valuable. They could launch a whole bunch of NFTs right now. If the community is not there to purchase them and drive up the value, it's not worth anything. So I think that you guys are really going in the right direction as far as that goes. But again, I want to talk about, because the Shibtorian guard over here is definitely all over the comment section saying how much they love you guys and how much they appreciate you. And one of the things that I wanted to say too, one of the reasons that I asked about the social media platforms, sometimes you can spread yourself too thin. If you're on too many places all at once, it can be too much. I actually like the idea of you guys being on Twitter and Telegram because to me, I think that's enough. I mean, if the community also wants Instagram, of course you have to do what they want. But I think your Telegram room is like a party. I popped in there a couple days ago and earlier today just to let everyone know that we would be going live tonight. And that place is amazing and crazy. The Shiptorians are all over there. I could say, you know what, if you're not having a very good day, even if you're not a Shiptorian, go on over to that Telegram page. There's always someone there, not just someone, there's a bunch of people in there, and they're constantly just being positive and being uplifting and motivational. And that's what I really like about ShibToro. Your community is just so positive. There's other communities that go, very toxic. They can attack people that are not exactly, what they would consider helping the project. But everyone so far in your community, let's mind it's still very young, but everyone there is just so positive. And I think that that reflects good on you guys. So let me ask you this. If there comes a time where the community starts to sour and the community starts turning on one another or starts turning on people that they might consider fudding the project, will you step up as a leader and say, this is not who we are as Shibtorians? You guys need to stop it. Only positivity.
Yeah, we've actually done that on a couple of occasions where people would just go back and forth, and we pretty much just say, cut it out. We also have a warn system bot in place to where you'll get two warnings. After the second warning, your third warning, it automatically bans you. Our community's really, really good at not getting into these types of situations. And it's easier to prevent it if you started out this way. So we're very firm on the no FUD rule. And if you have a question, the admins there, they tell you right away, come to voice chat. Don't doubt us. Don't question it in the main chat. If you have a question, come to voice chat. So they do a really good job, handling it in that manner. But yeah, we won't tolerate it now, and we're not going to tolerate it when we have 10,000 members. We'll continuously deal with it on a case by case basis.
I think that's really good. I think that's very important because if you have a toxic community, you're not good. Right now, and I'll just say this, if you don't have a community, you don't have a project. There are several projects that are out there. If not for their community, they would have nothing. The community is the only thing that's holding them up. So the fact that you're raising this huge ShibTorian guard, the army, and you're telling them to be positive, I think that that's absolutely wonderful. And I hope that we're able to keep each other in line, keep each other in check to make sure that we keep going that positive route. Because once it goes toxic, you know what? Sometimes there's just no coming back from that. There's things that they just cannot be unsaid. It's not a note that you pass somebody in school that will be gone and forgotten. The internet is forever. And if you think you post a nasty comment about someone and they're going to forget it, let me tell you, they're screenshotting it. They're going to keep it in their photos and they'll use it against you, or it could harm this person on a personal level. So I think it's important for not only the Shibtorians, but every community that, keep it positive. Talk about your token, what it is that you like about your token, but just keep it uplifting and light. There's no need to go toxic and become poisonous, because I think once that happens, that negativity just leaches in and starts to eat away at the community. So I like the fact that everyone right now is very positive. But, let's be 100, okay? There may come a time where, even though we're saying right now we're a charity-based token, there might come a time where people start stepping up to you guys and saying, okay, we've been a charity token for about a year now. Now we've got to get to, look, what are we going to do here? And then you're going to have to face that music. So, these are some of the hard questions that you might get on other channels, because I know you have a lot of different AMAs that are being lined up this week. I think it's great that you guys are going out there to spread the word and to go on those different platforms. Wonderful. What do you say to that?
I would say that we're already in the planning stages of what we're going to do, and we'll have some announcements this week. So they're not going to have to wait as long as they may think. But at the same time, we're just not at the point to where we're ready to announce something this evening. But yeah, we definitely have some plans coming, and they'll be coming sooner than we probably expected as well.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear, because and last night there was an AMA in Twitter and a gentleman did step up, right? He asked that exact question. And you said to him, "You know what, sir? As of right now, this is who we are. This is all we've ever claimed to be. Right now, we're a charity token, and we're not deviating from that path just because we have someone asking that question. This is who we are." I think you handled it very well. I think, the guy was like, "Oh, okay, I just, wanted to see if, what was going on, but I believe in this project." And, you know, I think that was a good response. Not that you were being rude, you know, not at all, Chad, but you kind of did put him in his place, saying, whatever you're saying is not going to sway me from my trajectory. This is what I'm doing. This is what I plan to do. And this is what we're going to be." But I think that's, you're saying right up front that our utility right now is to grow a community and to be a charity. And don't forget, for anyone that just popped in, their charity wallet, 5%. That's the most I've ever heard of. I don't think there's any other community out there that says that they're a charity project and they're giving 5%. The most I've heard of is 3%. And I thought that was really good, because there's other ones out there and like, 1, 2%. And depending on what the volume is, I guess it can be good, but I've never heard of a community saying, okay, we're giving 5%. So I think that that's absolutely amazing. And because I see the numbers are going up and down with the people that are in here, for those of you who may have just recently joined in, we have on the devs from ShibToro, And yesterday they donated $25,000. Let me pull up the receipt over here. $25,000 to the people of Ukraine, which I think is amazing. And it's not letting me pull it up, unfortunately. So, uh, I think that that's absolutely amazing that you guys stepped up and did that. You saw that there was a need there for the people from Ukraine. And like I said earlier, I didn't even know you could do it. But so being the fact that you made that donation, you raised awareness that, hey, there's a wallet that you can actually send to that's going to help the people of the Ukraine. I donated personally. So I hope other people also see that Twitter chain and they start to donate personally because everyone can help. You don't have to, obviously, I didn't give 25 grand like you guys gave, but I did give a little what I could afford. And I think that's a great idea. You don't, even if you just pass on $5, by the time you're done with gas fees, it'll be like $10. So I think it's a good cause to get behind. And I'm so glad that you guys, put forth that leadership in doing that because like I said, I didn't see anyone else on Twitter stepping up the way that you guys did. So thank you very much for that. And we have Andrew saying, I do hope more utility will be in this coin in the near future and all in. So, Andrew, they had just discussed earlier the fact that right now the utility, it is going to come down the line. But Andrew, how many times have you heard a token say, and I'm just going to be real with you guys, you know what? We're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it's all going to happen 2 weeks from now. And then 2 weeks come and that utility is not there. What happens then? The price on the token starts to drop precipitously. It starts to dump. Everybody starts to panic sell. That drops the chart even more. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that your devs are being transparent and honest with you, saying, this is what we do. This is who we are right now. Right now, we're just looking to build a community. And is it 10 days old, your token?
Today's our 11th day.
11th day, and they have over 2,000 people that are holders. And that doesn't reflect the holder count from the exchanges. So they're also released on Hotbit and BKEX. So on two huge exchanges, which is absolutely amazing. So is there anything that you'd like to elaborate on that point? Because I don't know if Andrew had just popped in or not, but I think that, that's an important point to make for someone that's just popping in.
I'll let Brandon go ahead and elaborate on that part of it, Tammy. I told you prior that I've got an engagement, a school function
Correct.
I need to
Yes.
attend here in about 10 minutes. So I'll go ahead and let Brandon finish up the rest of these few questions here that you may have. I'd like to thank you for having us on here. I want to thank you for being such a great supporter of us. I want to thank the community. Thank all the people that's listening to us. We're happy to have you. And you're all early. I will say that once we do release these utilities, you'll be glad that you got in early. You'll be glad that you held. So that's all I can really say for now. But we'll have some more announcements this week.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chad. I really appreciate your time and have a good time tonight. Don't know what you're doing, but God bless.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Brandon, it's just us now. So spill the tea on Chad. What's going on with him? What does his hair look like? No, I'm kidding. But we do have a lot of the ShibTorians in the house. Of course, Sade is just wonderful. I had her on last night because we had almost like a little pre-party for the AMA, and she was kind enough to give me some of her time, and she came on with me, and she's so funny. She's wonderful. I was actually telling her she should get her own YouTube channel. She's so enthusiastic about your project. And it seems like the more people that I meet within the ShibToro project, they're so enthusiastic. And I'm thinking to myself, I have not seen a community like this that is just so in love with a project that's so new. It's amazing to me that you guys were able to rally the troops the way that you did.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've probably heard that like attracts like. Have you heard that
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes perfect sense if you ask me, and I think anybody that knows that saying, that we started out with a charity. So think about the type of crowd that's going to attract. We have attracted some of the best people in the space, if you ask me. And, me and Chad are getting a lot of kudos and a lot of praise for the Ukraine donation. But some of the people that may not be Shibtorians are forgetting that our community has done that. We may have made an executive decision to pull the trigger on that specific charity or that specific donation, but we wouldn't have been able to do that without the community. So like I said, I really couldn't, I can't make it any more clear that we attracted the best of the best. These people want this type of project in their life, a community driven, charity driven family. And I think that that's showing, just like you're talking about when you get on Telegram or you get on Twitter. The people that are there are inspirational, uplifting, high energy. And I think that was one of the best moves that we made going into this token. And I think that it's showing.
And speaking about community members and how supportive they are, we have Chris Carpenter in the house who just dropped like $200 worth of super chats. So thank you very much, Chris. We really appreciate it. He's saying we're super early here, people, for ShibToro. If you got your bag, hodl. Because I think, is there 15 zeros in the price right now? I think there is. I think Sade and I counted them last night. There's still 15 zeros in the price. We're very early here in ShibToro, a project that's 11 days old, already has over 2,000 holders, and that doesn't count the people that are holding ShibToro on the exchanges. They've already launched on 2 exchanges, BKEX and Hotbit. For a token that is this young, in its infancy, really, that's amazing. So thank you very much, Chris Carpenter. Do you know Chris? Do you know him from the Telegram?
I do not. I do not, but thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, that I love to see organic support there for the community. And thank you very much as well, Chris. One of the things we were discussing earlier, for people that may have just joined us, one of the things that you'll find very unusual about ShibToro is the fact that their big, huge main whale is a guy named Glenn who has doxed himself. How many other projects do you know of where the whale has stepped up to say, I'm the big holder here? It's me. Here's my face. It's me. I have all of these tokens in this particular project, and I'm so dedicated to this project that this is my wallet I'm holding. You can track me, and I plan to be here for many, many years. I'm into this. That's so unheard of, isn't it, Brandon? I don't think I've ever heard of any other project where the whale is like, it's me. Here, it's me. Here I am.
Yeah, I'll go back to, it shows what we're all about. It shows the transparency, and it shows the faith that we all have in each other. And I mean, I couldn't be happier with everyone. I mean, of course, the thousands of people that we've had in Telegram, there's been a couple of bad apples, but they have hardly gotten any recognition whatsoever, because just everybody has been great. But Glenn has been awesome all around with all of his help and his transparency. Um, but yeah, I think that just shows the strength and the potential that the project has, and where we're going to be going. That he's comfortable enough to let everybody know who he is and what his intentions are.
Not only that, earlier in the chat, he's like, "Hey, I also go to the Telegram group, so you can reach me over there if you want." That is unheard of. I've definitely never heard of that. Where the whale's like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out in Telegram too. Come chat with me if you want to
Right.
check out the project and learn what we're about." And I think that's amazing. I've never ever heard of that. So that's absolutely amazing. And one of the things that I want to point out, if you're interested in investing in ShibToro, I always tell everyone, you need to do your own research. I initially looked at the token and I wasn't interested in it. I don't know if I looked at a dip because you right now have 2 websites. I think
There
there's one that's like a .com and there's another one that's a .io.
that is correct. There is a .com and a .io, and the .com is not something that we're using, that we're going to be updating. It's the .io that everyone needs to follow.
I think perhaps maybe the .com one was the one that I looked at initially, but I always suggest to everyone, go do your own research, check out that project's information, whatever they have on social media. If they do, in fact, have a website, go to the website, check it out. See if the devs are doxed in that project. Go see what their white papers are stating and claiming. Go see if the token has been audited. Before I go any further, you have been audited by a firm, but you're also looking to do a CerTIC audit. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And we don't plan on stopping there. We've got a few more audits that we're planning, and that's something that Chad has been handling. But yeah, we've got we've got several more that should be in the works in the upcoming weeks.
That's good because, when it comes to audits, they're really the gold standard. People are really looking to see if you have a CerTIC audit. So I'm glad that you've been audited by this other firm, but it's good to have the CerTIC audit there. It's everyone looks for it just to make sure they have it. So if you're interested in investing in ShibToro, go to their website, check everything out for yourself. Don't ever believe anything anyone's telling you. This is your money that you're using and investing. Go check it out. Go see what they have to say, see if you like their roadmap. Then you should go to all the different social media platforms, like their Twitter page, like their Telegram group. See what the people that are already in the project, what are they saying about this project? What are they saying about the devs? Do they feel like the devs are trustworthy? Do they feel like it's a good project to be in? Do all of your investigation and then make a decision from there whether or not you want to invest in this project. But to make it very easy, because initially when I purchased in, you were not yet available on BKEX or Hotbit. So I did purchase through a MetaMask wallet through Uniswap, but now you've made it very easy by being available on Hotbit. So probably, do you think that you're getting more volume on Hotbit or BKEX right now?
I would not be the best to answer that. I have not been following the numbers on that, so I don't have a good answer for you on that, Tammy.
Okay.
But yeah, I typically just check on Dex. That's where I usually just check in to see what's going on.
I hear you. Um, I have a little note here to keep checking my camera because last night my camera died. Shardy's like, I can't see you anymore. So I have to keep hitting the button so it doesn't die out on me. It's a Canon camera. Long story. But I'm so glad that you guys were able to come on and share all of this information about ShibToro. And I explained about how the community won me over. It really, really did. So if you guys are interested in finding out about ShibToro, make sure you go to shibtoro.io. That's their website. They have everything laid out there. You can check out their white papers. You can see the roadmap, understand about the charity because they're giving 5% to charity, which is absolutely amazing. I've never heard of a project giving that much. So I think that that's really amazing. Is there one more thing that I have on my question list that somebody had actually posed? Um, your taxes right now, they are the 15% because you're giving the 5% to charity. That's for buying. Is there a different tax with selling?
So that's another thing that Chad is going to be a better one to get an answer from on that. He does a lot of the technical stuff, like he had said. I am learning a lot, so he makes a lot of those technical decisions. Does a lot of the back end technical work, and if I could say so myself, I think he's been doing an excellent job of moving the taxes around a little bit here and there
Mhm.
to keep the good energy going and to get the community excited, because all projects have hips and dips, and some people when they're new to crypto they get a little worked up when it starts to dip down, even though it's perfectly normal. They may not know it. So
Right.
Chad has done a great job at addressing those, if you want to call it, those hiccups or speed bumps, and adjusted the taxes and done other things like buy competitions and whatnot. So yeah, kudos to him on that.
Okay, so right now, one of the community members, Chris Carpenter, says right now buy tax is 8% and the sale tax is that 15%. So just in case you missed it earlier, we did go through the tokenomics a little bit. It is the 15% tax if you're selling it. And what that 15% tax is going to go to, 5% to marketing, 4% to the dev wallet, 3% for reflections. So that's you and me, anything that gets bought or sold, we're getting a slice of that action. 2% goes directly to liquidity, and 1% of everything is automatically burned. Very similar tokenomic structure to Shibnobi, to Shinja. As a matter of fact, you talked earlier about how you wanted to kind of structure your tokenomics after them, because when somebody buys in, they want to feel like they have a lot of tokens, and that with accumulating through reflections, it gets added on pretty quickly and very rapidly. But bear in mind, that doesn't indicate when you're looking at that, you're like, "Oh, wait a minute. It feels like they're double dipping. It's marketing and development." But don't forget that 5% is actually going to charity. It's not actually going to it, so you're kind of like really splitting the 4% between development and marketing, because that 5% is automatically going to charity. And like I said earlier, they gave 20 last night, in case you're just checking in now. Last night, they gave a $25,000 donation to the people of Ukraine. They sent it right to their wallet, and it raised awareness for that, because I didn't even know that that was going on, that that was possible. And because you guys gave to it, and you right here, here's all of the information that you need to know in case you're interested in donating as well. Here's their address. Follow this address and give to the people of Ukraine. So it really wanted I wanted to donate to that as well. So I made a personal donation on top of your donation, but it was really your raising the awareness of the fact that allowed me, and I wanted to be involved. So I thank you for that. So Brandon, listen, is there anything else that you want to let people know about ShibToro? A quick summation about, what is really setting this project apart from other projects on the market right now?
Um, I will say that I have got a lot of pent up excitement. There is a lot of things that I do want to share with the community and with everybody. But like we have said from the get go, we have seen how other projects work. Just like you seen with our first AMA, we're getting asked about utilities. So we chose to go the route of under promising and over delivering, and that's what we are going to stick to. But and I don't want to get too much excitement, but there are big things in the talks, in the plans, and we never had any intention on being a small project. We don't have that intention, and we never have. But there are a lot of big things to come that I'm really excited for, and I just want to say again, I'll probably say this over and over, but it's really thanks to our community. I may not sit here and name everybody individually, but everybody has been wonderful. We've got a great community, and we really would not be here without them, including people like you, Tammy. We really appreciate what you've done to get our exposure out there.
Oh, it's my pleasure, because I think that uh, the fact that you guys are charity based and you're not saying, "Hey, wink, wink, Lambo next week." I appreciate that. I'd rather someone be honest with me. "Hey, guys, chill out. Let's build our community. And then we're going to talk about our utility down the road. But for right now, let's build a good, strong, healthy, organic community. Let's keep it clean and not toxic. And then we'll go from there." I would much rather hear that than somebody say to me, "You know what? Maybe Binance next week. You know what? We're launching a swap in 2 weeks. We're already testing it. It's functioning." I'd rather someone be honest with me. I think that goes for everyone. And I think that's one of the reasons why you have so many people that are in your community that are so enthusiastic. And Sade is saying, "Ooh, she's got the 411 major donation in 10 days." I don't know how they're going to top the Ukraine donation, but we'll see. So Sade knows something. She's got something. She's got some information. And thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. It was so wonderful. I love all of you guys. The ShibTorians are absolutely amazing. Brandon, thank you so much for taking your time out of your night to come and speak with us and to inform us about your project, which I think is really great. You've got Chad in there, that's a great developer with you. You have Brandon, who everybody calls the friendly whale. Glenn, I'm sorry, Glenn in that who's the friendly whale. So I think that together, you're a little bit of a dream team. So I really appreciate all of your hard work because I know you guys are putting in endless hours, and that shines through, and everybody is thankful for that. So thank you very much. And is there anything else, or you want to sign off for tonight?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and sign off. Thanks for having us, Tammy. Thanks for everything that you've been doing. And thanks to the whole Shibtorian tribe. We really appreciate all of you guys. And I look forward to talking to you later tonight and tomorrow in Telegram. So until then, you guys have a good night, good morning, wherever you're at. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Well, you heard Brandon. Thank you very much for joining us. And remember, stay active on Twitter. If you have any questions for the devs, they're always there in the Telegram group. You could always go in and ask them any question that you want. They're completely transparent. You know, you have something you're unsure of, like somebody just again posted in the thing, why high taxes? I'll say this. Go back and watch the AMA. All of your questions that you might have with ShibToro are going to be answered in this very AMA. So, of course, you could always go back and watch it again. But I thank you, everyone, for joining me here tonight on the Crypto Queen channel. I very much appreciate it. Remember, do your own research. Try to only buy on those red candles. And please take care of yourself.